Now, we got Hillary Clinton. She was talking tough. And what you're looking at now is Colorado Springs in Colorado, of course. Donald Trump is about to hold a rally there. This is his first opening rally after the beginning of what is now the general election. Well, Hillary Clinton was talking tough on terrorism last night, but she did not use the words radical Islam. We're waiting to see if Donald Trump talks about it at his rally in Colorado. We will take you there when he begins to speak, and we'll hear what he's got to say. But Donald Trump did tweet this in response to what Hillary Clinton said last night. Hillary's refusal to mention radical Islam as she pushes a 550% increase in refugees is more proof that she is unfit to lead the country. To former Army helicopter pilot Amber Smith and national security analyst Arash Aramesh. Amber, to you first. You think we should have a big increase in refugees coming here from North Africa?
Absolutely not. I think the most important thing to remember here is that Donald Trump's stance on the war against terror and terrorism as it exists today is in reality. He calls our enemy radical Islamic terrorism. He understands that the enemy that faces us today has to be destroyed as in its current form, whether that be ISIS, whether that be Al-Qaeda, or tomorrow's whatever terrorism organization that it morphs into. So he's dealing with this in the terms of reality, where we see from the Clinton camp, where they like to pretend that they're in this dream world where terrorism isn't actually out to kill as many American citizens as they can. And unfortunately, that is the reality that we live in.
Arash, can you tell me what Hillary Clinton would do, specifically, what would she do that we've not done already? How would she beat back this terror plague?
Donald Trump's experience in counterterrorism boils down to his activities on Twitter and releasing a lot of hot air. But Hillary Clinton has been there, has made high-level decisions to go after bin Laden, to go after high-level key organizers and decision-makers in the Haqqani network, ISIS, Al-Qaeda, and the Taliban, both in Afghanistan, Pakistan, Somalia,
what would she do
Iraq,
now?
and Syria. So that is a big difference, first of all. Second,
what would she do now?
She will continue, I'm about to answer. She will continue the course, especially the course that the president has put together in the past 6 months. It's a 30,000 force, mostly of Kurdish fighters, Peshmergas, and some Arabs in Syria that have put a lot of pressure now on ISIS and the Raqqa province and Deir ez-Zor. Those are the two key provinces in Syria with American air support. She will continue to do that. And guess what? While President Obama, especially in the past couple of years and the last 6 months, has managed to put together this successful coalition that is putting so much pressure on ISIS, Hillary Clinton will be even more aggressive. She will provide more support, more funds, and more training to those guys on the ground.
I want to get back
who are going to be our allies doing the fighting.
The terrorists,
and guess what? She actually has a clear plan, unlike Donald Trump, who either refuses to answer questions or says he's going to commit troops and then he takes his words back.
Excuse me, I've heard it. Okay, Amber, please come back into this. What is Trump's plan? As I understand it, it is more surveillance domestically and use of force more over there and selective immigration controls. That's Trump's plan, right?
Well, look, yeah, when you fight an enemy overseas in their safe haven, just like we're doing in Iraq and Syria right now, it keeps the fight over there. So we would like to Donald Trump wants to keep Americans safe here at home. So yes, well, you have the lone wolf style attacks and the sympathizers. You know, that's something that the intelligence community, in conjunction with, technology, Silicon Valley here in America have to work on. But when we're talking about the organization as a whole, when you're fighting them on the ground, that keeps the fight away from our citizens. And that's what we have to remember, that as long as the caliphate exists in Iraq and Syria, as long as they have safe haven to push their propaganda and their ideology and to recruit, they are going to continue to see or to continue to have these attacks as we've seen over the past few months.
Arash, I've got one very quick question. I hope you can answer it real fast. 6,700 North African migrants have come to America so far this year. Only 24 or 25 of them are Christians. Why is that?
Because we don't have a religious test. You got to take a look at the U.S. Constitution.
But
first of all.
the Christians are the ones who are being persecuted.
They're not North Africans.
The Christians are the ones who are being persecuted. Why are there not more of them coming here?
And see, they have to go through an FBI interview, Department of State interview, Department of Defense interview, and then finally a Department of Homeland Security interview. It's not as if they just get on a plane and get off the port of Long Beach over 2 weeks. It takes about a year to 18 months. So let's get the facts right and let's not just
yes, but the
talk
facts
about
are
things
that
that are
very
not
few
true.
Christians. Arash, thanks for joining us. Amber, we appreciate it, both of you. Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
We're waiting